is me, Liberty Whispers, Fidgety Liberty Whispers, with a little ramble, as the title suggests. I'm going to talk today about a mixture of things, mainly books, TV, video games, and music. All the things that I love, and hopefully you do too. Start with video games. I started yesterday, or I did yesterday, for the first time since I made my Twitch account ages ago. Like, I want to say about 4 months ago when I got my PS4, I made a Twitch account, and I've never used it really until yesterday. I did my first live stream. I'm playing through The Last of Us, which is one of my all-time favourite games ever. Because it's so good and I love it. So I started doing a playthrough, and I'm going to do more of them. I'm going to play through the whole story mode. And it was fun. It was interesting. It's something, as I said, I've never done before. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to enjoy doing the rest of it. If you want to watch, what I'll do is I'll put a link to my actual Twitch account in the description box. But don't worry about watching live, because I'm archiving the broadcast. So if you want to watch in general, then I'm going to have them archived on there, but also going to have them archived over at my YouTube account, my other YouTube account, my non-whispery one. Because as I understand it, Twitch archives broadcasts for so long and then gets rid of them, so I'm shifting them over to my other YouTube as well. So I'll put a link to that in there too. But it's fun. I really love the game. I think it's like it's my third playthrough of it. And it's awesome to be playing through it again. I'm going to do, once I finish that, I'm going to do the prequel DLC, which was released and comes with the remastered edition, because I've not actually played that. So that'll be fun. Find out a little bit more of Ellie's backstory. Pretty cool. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to play. I guess recommendations, if I can say that word, or suggestions, would be cool. I'm streaming via my PS4, so it would be games from that. I did actually look into streaming through my laptop, but I have a Mac, which is just not good for gaming at all. So yeah, PS4 games, if you've got recommendations or suggestions, let me know. Also let me know what you've been playing. I've kind of been out of the loop with games, so it's quite nice to kind of get back into it. I'm not like a big horror survival game person, mainly because I get frightened so easy, but I think it's Dying Light. I keep seeing adverts for that. I think that's what it's called. Looks pretty good, so maybe that. I might even have a go at The Evil Within and just pee myself publicly while streaming live. That'd be great. But let me know what you've been playing. That'd be cool. There's I don't know if you know, but there's an ASMR gaming network, which I sort of set up ages ago on Facebook. So I'll throw in a link to that as well. If you like games, go in there and talk to other people that like games. Organise some stuff, some playing of games. What else? I'm talking about TV. Because I'm not reviewing pretty much anything, I am doing a couple of reviews here and there for the Wild Honey Pie, but nothing for myself this year, which is weird, because I've done it for like the last 4 years, and so to sort of just not do anything is, in that realm, is pretty weird. But it's cool because it gives me more time to do other stuff, more time to work and save pennies, and more time to dip into other things. that I've maybe missed. And I've been watching more TV stuff of late since I'm not keeping up with new films this year. I just finished last week, the first Horseman, the animated show for Netflix, and I didn't really have any expectations, but I really, really loved it. I thought it was really good. I think it got consistently better. And it's not like a lot of sort of animated shows or cartoons where it's just really loose, not connected episodes. There's like an ongoing thread where events happen, you meet characters, plot ensues, and it all heads towards something at the end. The writing in it's really good. It's really funny, really sort of sharp and witty and silly at times. There's great animal jokes in there, which I think I probably have missed a bunch of them. So it's probably worth going back at some point to just see what I've missed and catch the things that have escaped my attention. But I did catch a crocodile wearing Crocs, which, as silly as that sounds, is quite funny. It's a really good show. It gets really kind of deep and emotional at points, like towards the end. The sort of penultimate episode, I think it is, the 9th episode, is one of the most bizarrely deep, profound, introspective bits of TV writing I've seen in a long, long time. Like, it goes to a very strange place, but it's really, really, really fascinating because it kind of just digs way beneath the surface of its main character. If you've never heard of it, it's basically Will Arnett voices an animated horse who in the 90s had a sitcom called Horsing Around and is now a bit of a washed up celebrity who's trying to find a way back in, and agrees to have a ghostwriter write a biography about him and his life. And he lives in Hollywood with some guy called Todd, who's voiced by Aaron Paul, who just, I think the premise is that he came to a house party and just never left and ended up living with him. But yeah, it's really good. It's funny, very smart, and as I mentioned, as it gets deeper into the series, it gets really, really introspective. What else have I been watching? I just started the 4th season of The Shield, which is like an LA cop drama, and it is probably the darkest, grittiest, nastiest thing I may have ever watched. It's really good. It's like it's took a little while to get going, but from the 3rd season it really began to take some interesting left turns, and it's building characters up, and it's really good. Glenn Close has just come in, new character, and she takes no nonsense, but I like it. It's good. It's as I mentioned, it's nasty and gritty, and it goes to very, very dark places. But I'm enjoying it so far. I think I've got another 3 seasons after this one, and then that's it. So I'm trying to pace myself. I just started 2nd season of Hannibal as well. Finally, I really, really liked the 1st season of Hannibal. I was a bit skeptical. I can't speak today because of them just kind of going back to really established characters, and I just thought there's going to be that lingering connection, obviously, with Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs, and then you had Red Dragon, which I really liked as well. I actually quite liked Hannibal, the film that was in between them two. So I was kind of a bit concerned when first starting that show that, okay, here you've got these really sort of established performances, and you know the characters in that incarnation, but it does a really good job of being its own thing. And honestly, it's one of the best shows from a visual perspective. There's a lot of imagery, a lot of metaphor, a lot of really, again, introspective and multi-layered meaning to stuff in there, and I think just visually it's really, really good. Some great cast members in there as well. Mads Mikkelsen, who I just adore. I can never remember the name of the guy that actually plays Will Graham, and it's a shame because he's kind of like the focus point of this season, as he is with the first season actually. That's I think why it sort of branches off into its own thing, because it's not solely focused on Hannibal Lecter, it's more focused on Will Graham. But yeah, it's a really, really cool show, and I'm kind of taking my time with that because I like, a lot of people like the idea of binge watching, and don't get me wrong, there are certain shows I will definitely binge watch, but I kind of like taking my time with a show. I like the idea of having an episode and then having some time to think it over, talk about it with other people, and give it time to sort of breathe. And that's definitely one of them, I think. So that's TV. What are you watching? What shows should I be checking out now that I've got more time to watch TV? I think once I've finished Hannibal, I think I'm going to finally start Orphan Black, because I've been putting that off for ages, but I really want to watch that, so I think that is next on the list. But let me know what you're watching. Are you watching Walking Dead? How are you finding it so far? I didn't really watch on a weekly basis the first half of this season, and I sort of caught up with it all in like the last week. But now I'm watching on a weekly basis, and I've got to say I'm liking this half of the season much better so far. It's more consistent. So yeah, what are you watching? Let me know. What should I watch next? What else was I going to talk about? Books. So I've started reading again, actually. Finally, after sort of finishing my own book, I didn't want to read anything whilst writing because I didn't want to subconsciously take things or find myself influenced by things I was reading. I just kind of wanted to separate myself from, subconsciously soaking in other things from other materials and other writers. So I stopped reading for the longest time whilst putting together my book. But now I've finished, and now it's out there, available to buy, and I'm done with it. I'm reading again. I've read The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which I liked an awful lot. And I've just finished this week Wild by Cheryl Strayed, which was turned into a film by Jean-Marc Vallée, who I like a lot. I think he's a really good director. I like the film. I actually saw the film first, and I liked the film a lot. I really liked Reese Witherspoon's performance in that film, and it made me want to read the book. And I'm glad I did, because it's a really fascinating journey of perseverance and kind of overcoming real sort of crippling self-inflicted damage. And it's just really quite a nice visual book, because it follows her going along the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail, and she gets to see all manner of things, and it's really quite an interesting read. So I'd recommend both of them, actually. I don't want to talk about too much about The Secret History, because a friend of mine's reading it at the minute, or is about to start it, I think, and I don't want to give away anything, so, but I'd recommend that too. It's pretty good. What am I reading next? Oh yeah, I actually have the next book that I'm going to read here right on the desk. The next book I'm going to read is Post Office by Charles Bukowski. I read this, I want to say about a year and a half ago, and I had very mixed feelings about Post Office and about Bukowski's style of writing. There's a lot of aspects of it that I like. I like that he's very frank and very honest and very raw, but I think sometimes the way he carries himself in his writing is a bit divisive. So I'm going back to this, and I'm going to see what I think of it again on a second read. And then after that, I'm not sure what I'm going to read next, which is maybe where you guys could come in. What are you reading? What have you been reading of late? What are you currently reading? Let me know. And the other thing, music. Because I'm not reviewing new albums, I've reviewed 2 new albums in the year so far, which is incredibly slow compared to how I would usually operate. I would usually do an album a week, so I've pretty much done an album a month. So it's giving me chance to go and actually listen to music for fun, which is something that I haven't been able to really do an awful lot of whilst reviewing, and it's really nice. It's really good. I'm sort of planning one big playlist for when I go away, because I don't want to take all of the music that I've got in my iTunes because it's far too much. So I'm making a sort of adventure playlist, and so I'm going back and listening to particular artists and albums and just extracting tracks from there and just re-listening to stuff that I haven't listened to for ages. For example, this week so far I've listened to Rubber Soul by the Beatles, which I haven't heard for years, and Blood on the Tracks by Bob Dylan. And I've really enjoyed the process. It's just been really nice to just dip back into music I've not listened to for the longest time and kind of re-familiarise myself and take particular tracks and throw them in my playlist. I'm looking to get between, I think, 500 and 800 songs to take in total. So if you have recommendations for like adventure songs or travel songs or songs to see beautiful scenery or find new places, let me know. I'm also going to be doing the next round if I made you a mixtape pretty soon as well. I've already started putting a couple of my picks in. I've got a couple of picks. Actually, if you've been listening to something in particular, or you've had a certain song on repeat a lot, or just if it's one of your favourites, let me know. If you're unfamiliar with I Made You a Mixtape, because I don't think I've talked about it on this channel, it's pretty simple. It's a podcast which I'm doing like monthly. I pick the songs for side A of this virtual cassette tape, and side B is made up of tracks picked and selected by other people. So yeah, let me know what you've been listening to. What would you have on side B of a cassette tape if you were to make me a mixtape? It's essentially it. So yeah, there you go. Video games, what have you been playing? Books, what have you been reading? TV, what have you been watching? Music, what have you been listening to? Let me know, because I'm always looking for recommendations to just plow into. So let me know down in them comments. I am planning more ASMR videos. I have a role play that I want to work on, which I won't say too much about it, other than it involves cosmic healing and a stuffed dog. And when I say stuffed dog, I don't mean like taxidermy, I mean like a soft toy dog. It's basically cosmic healing for pets. I don't know. I'm working with it, I'm toying with it, so maybe expect that at some point. But yeah, anyway, that's me rambled out. I'm gonna go ramble on somewhere else and do some stuff. But for now, thank you for watching as always, and whatever you're doing, have an awesome day.